One of the things you help CEOs with is in resetting their personal operating model. Tell us what that's about.
Absolutely. And this is one we spent real time on, and frankly is one we get a lot of questions on from CEOs themselves. They all want to know, how do I manage this job and what does it look like? And again, there's sort of a hard and a soft side to it, right? The harder side is literally, how do I manage my time and my energy, right? These are all consuming jobs. What are the tips and hints? I think the main mindset for that piece is really doing the work that only you can do as a CEO, right? So really thinking about, how do you empower and enable others to do everything possible so that you have time to do some of this integrative work and forward-looking work that won't get done if it's not for you. So that's sort of one piece of it. They also manage the whole journey as a series of sprints, right? Especially if you aspire to be in the role for a long time. It's more than a marathon, right? Because it requires a level of pace and delivery. It's also, you can't just do a single sprint and sprint forever. And so how do you think about these cycles of sprint and recovery? And that's within your day, your month, and across years, right? So some of them are quite savvy in understanding what gives them energy and what drains them. And it's not as clear as work versus outside of work, right? You know, some things at work excite me, laundry drains me, right? So it's not just that stark. But they would work with their EA and their other folks to look at their calendar and say, do I have enough things throughout my day and my week that are going to give me energy, as well as all of the tough stuff? And they were actually quite deliberate about scheduling their day and their weeks and their months and their year. Most of them scheduled out a year in advance, right? They already knew what that calendar would be, to make sure that they have these periods. And I think the same is true in their leadership of the organization broadly, right? We've all just been through this enormous sprint of the pandemic and all of the pivots that were required. And they're asking, how do I help my organization catch their breath, be resilient, build their reserves ready to go on the next S curve, and being deliberate about that for themselves and for others.